Hello everyone. Welcome to the third lecture of Human Resource Management from first unit. The topics which we are going to cover in this lecture is difference between human resource management and human resource development, focus on HRD system, differences between HRM and personal management, HRM objective, processes, significance and structure of HRD. What is the difference between HRD and HRM? HRD is human resource development, wherein HRM is human resource management that we all know. Now, HRD deals with the functions such as performance development and management, training and career development, mentoring, coaching, succession planning, tuition assistance, key employee identification, etc. So, HRM deals with the functions such as employee training, recruitment, performance appraisal, as well as duly rewarding the employees. HRD and HRM are both practices that deals with the human resources of a company. Usually in large organizations, there exist entire departments dedicated to HRM, where trained professionals work together solely towards the completion of all aspects dealing with both HRD and HRM functions. HRD is a part of HRM, wherein HRM deals with the all HR activities while HRD only deals with the developmental factors. HRM functions are more formal than HRD functions. Now let us see the difference in brief. It is a service and reactive function, wherein HRD is a proactive function. It seeks to improve the efficiency of the people and the administration, wherein HRD seeks to develop the total organization and its culture. It is considered to be responsibility of a human resource, wherein HRD is the responsibility of all the managers. HRM focuses on salary, economic reward, job specialization for motivating people, wherein HRD focuses on autonomous works, job challenges, creativity for motivating people. Now let us see what are the focuses of HRD system. So the first point is focus on enabling capabilities. The primary purpose of HRD is to help the organization for the development of human resource, health improvement and problem solving capabilities, development of diagnostic ability so that problems can be located quickly and effectively. Increased employee productivity and commitment. Second point is balancing adaptation and change in the organization culture. So although HRD systems are designed to suit the culture, the role of HRD may be modified that the culture to increase the effectiveness of the organization. HRD should take the organization forward, and this can be done only if its design anticipates change and evolution in the future. Third point is attention to contextual factors. What to be included in the HRD system, how it is to be subdivided, what designations and titles will be used, its culture and tradition, size, technology, level of existing skills, available support for the function and availability of outside help. Fourth point is building linkages with other functions. So human resource development system should be designed to strengthen other functions in a company, such as long-range corporate planning, budgeting and finance, marketing, production and other similar functions. These linkages are extremely important. Fifth point is ensuring respectability for the function. In many companies, the personnel functions does not have much credibility because it is not perceived as a major function within the organization. Now, sixth point says that balancing differentiation and integration. So the main focus is where human resource development function often includes personnel administration and human resource development as well as training. Seventh focus point of HRD system is to establishing linkage between the mechanism. So HRD has linkages with outside system as well as with internal subsystems. It is wise to establish specific linkages to be used to manage the system. Now let us look into what are the differences between the HRM and personal management. So first, see the difference on the basis of approach. How does it approach? So the HRM has an approach to more modern and more specific approach of managing HR in an organization, whereas personal management is little old and more traditional way handling employees at workplace. Now let us see the difference on the basis of focus. So what is the difference between the basis of focus between human resource management and personal management? So the focus says that HRM focuses on maintaining human resource by acquiring, motivating and developing them, whereas personal management focuses on administration to the organization along with welfare of the people and maintaining relationship with the labor. Other differences are on the basis of employee satisfaction. So HRM organizational goals are achieved by administrative functions, whereas in personal management with respect to employee satisfaction, it is a routine and maintenance oriented administrative functions. So HRM and personal management are differentiated on the basis of job allocations too. So HRM, the job is designed and distributed among the groups and the teams as per their skills and expertise, whereas in personal management, job distribution and allocation is done by dividing the job among the labor and among the employees. To be continued with the difference, HRM and personal management HRM aims and manages in collectively the employee participation, increasing its productivity and work culture of the company. Whereas personal management aims in personal management is only about increasing their business in terms of production. Next difference is on the basis of function. So function of HRM is very strategic as it is based on number of strategies, whereas personal management functions are based on management and they are very routine. Now let us conclude that people feel and believe that HRM and personal management are same, but we saw that they are different in various perspectives. So HRM is an advanced form of personnel management. Now look into the objectives of human resource management. So to create motivated workforce, to achieve the organizational goals, to maintain desirable working relationship among all the members, and to satisfy individual and group need by providing wages and incentives, etc. To maintain high morale of the employee and improving working conditions and facilities. Objectives of HRM are to be continued in this slide also: to provide fair, acceptable and efficient leadership, to create, facilitate opportunities for the development of the employees in their organization, and to provide better working conditions and favorable atmosphere for the retaining of employees. Now let us see to this that what is the HRM process. So HRM process is a 4-step process which realizes that individual capability. So capability along with the values is the first point for HRM process. Second point says the team or groups, which means developing employee morale. And third is adaptation with the organization, which talks about the linkages between the self, group and organization. And the fourth point says adaptation with the environment, enabling people to work together as a system. Now let us see the process of HRM with the flow chart. All the 4 processes of HRM has been identified through this flow chart very easily. So in first part is individual process, wherein we are focusing on the individual individual perspective, then we are working on teams or as a groups, then with the adaptation with the organization, and fourth is adaptation with the environment. Now let's see what are the objectives of this process. So setting objectives is purpose of organization is identified first of all. Then division of responsibilities to increase the efficiency and the specialization, we have to divide the workflow. Proper placement of individuals, suitable and qualified persons should be recruited so that the organization goals and objectives are fulfilled. Defining and developing relationship, which means clear hierarchy, authority and responsibility should be defined properly. Coordination to avoid duplication, repetition and overlapping. Now supervision, direction and control is also important factor. Now outcomes and feedback should also be given to the people working within the organization. Let us see this again. This is a flow chart about the process of HRM, which says that first of all you need to set the objectives, then you have to put in the division of responsibility of the human resource. Now proper placement of the individuals, which means you have to place the people into the right job, then defining and developing the relationship, then how you develop the relationship between these individuals, then after you need to have a proper coordination, because without coordination you cannot able to succeed the organization goals and objectives. Together we have to stand so that together we become successful. Then supervision, direction and control is also important, and then after we come to the conclusion that we have an outcome, and now this outcome has to be given a proper feedback to set new objectives within the organization. Therefore we can say that it is a continuous process. Now let us see what is meant by HRM significations. So what are the difference and what are the objectives of human resource and human development we have seen. Now we are looking into HRM significance. So first is on the basis of organization, attracting and retaining the best people, securing cooperation, utilizing skills and imparting training. Professional. In the professional perspective, the significance of HRM is that work allocation, increasing professionalism, providing opportunities and training people. On the social perspective, pay, equal opportunity and employment. In national perspective, it's a team spirit, speed up economic activities and improving living standards. Now structure of HRD has, first of all, why we need a structure in human resource development department. So the structure gives the system of hierarchy within the organization. So let's see what is the structure of HRD. Organization structure for an HRD department depends upon the type of the organization in which it is located. The basic principle which the structuring of HRD department in an organization are differences in size, first point. Now second point is nature of activity, third point is philosophy and attitude. So these four basic principles added together decides upon the structure of human resource development. So first of all, organization size has to be notified, then nature of activity has to be notified, what is the philosophy behind, and then the attitude. Structure of HRD could be continued by the point that the principles usually followed in every organization for structuring the HRD department is, first point, developing and identifying the need of HRD department, which may or may not encompass other personal functions. Structure of HRD department should represent various tasks, groups and ad hoc committees. Structure of HRD department should be developed so that it can sustain a monitoring mechanism. Structure of HRD again sets the balancing of integration and differentiation. So differentiation can be ensured by not diluting the HRD functions with the traditional personal management and industrial relations. It is possible by ensuring the functional responsibilities to different departmental heads. Structure of HRD again leads to the department of an organization. It is a department of an organization, and it should be ensured that it has a linkages with the external system and internal systems. HRD department should represent various task groups and ad hoc committees. Structure of HRD to be continued with. Finally, structure of HRD department should be developed so that it can sustain a monitoring mechanism. Basic principles governing the functioning of HRD system in an organization have been made clear by the American Society of Training and Development in order to describe different role of HRD managers. So let's see, this is a structure of HRD, simple chart of HRD organization, wherein CEO or president or other top officers are at the top, and below it executive vice president HR is there, and he is senior to HRD vice president, and HRD vice president is senior to HRD managers of various functions, and HRD managers of various functions are senior to HRD staffs. So this is the kind of hierarchy which is considered in the structuring of any organization. So it is a simple chart of HRD organization. Now let us see, this is an example of a flat hierarchy, wherein the hierarchy has 4 levels. First is the CEO of the organization, then the various departments like marketing, finance, operations, human resource management, and below it there are team leaders, finance, team leader marketing, team leaders operations, and team leaders human resource management. Now team leaders had different team members of each different team leaders have their own members. So this is a flat hierarchy system. Now structure of HRD system in a large organization can be divided into 2 parts, that president of HRD, vice president training, and vice president education and development. So vice president training has under with manager education and development, manager executive education, manager OD, and management development. And vice president education and development under with are manager sales and marketing, manager engineering and training, manager manufacturing and training, and manager staff and support training. Now see, in this diagram, in the previous diagram, we can see that vice president HRD has been divided into different directors, or director personnel administration, director HRD, director IR, director labor welfare, and management sales and training. Let us see, this is a kind of dream or HR organization structure wherein every organization wanted to become such as a dream organization, because when the organization is very large, then only this type of structure we are having within the organization. So vice chairman HR, then under with recruitment and selection, training and development. So various departments are based on different tasks. Compensation and benefit, employee relation, HR administration, and compliance too. Now this comes to the end of slide, and this is the end of the 3rd lecture of Unit 1. Thank you and have a nice day.